As Esmeralda, Holdmother of Dustfall's 9 Deep Orphanarium, tells it, she found Jet under an overturned cart in the aftermath of what appeared to be a ratskin ambush on some green hivers. There was little left of the hivers, the area splattered in blood and littered with body parts. The only clue to the child's identity was a tarnished collar around her neck, the only legible letters on it, ESTSUJET. Jet was taught all the skills she needed to survive by Esmeralda. These were skills all the girls of Deep 9 learned, like how to break someone's neck with a dropkick, the kill points on an ash devil, and how to tell the difference between second best that'll kill you and second best that will only make you blind. The best of Esmeralda's girls could then expect good jobs as gilder guards or hired guns, with creds going back to Esmeralda, of course. Jet, however, decided to take another path. Using her talents, she got in with the Archworks overboss Gideon Scav to become his right-hand woman. It was not long before Jet was running Gideon's rackets out of Dustfall and moving shipments of counterfeit war gear and weapons. This gave her ample opportunities to indulge in her favoured pastime, killing fools. She claimed to sell the fastest bullets in the Underhive and challenge any potential customers to prove her wrong. Unsurprisingly, between Jet yelling, "Run!" and her squeezing the trigger, her claims have remained intact. Hello and welcome back to Wellywood Wargaming. My name is Damon and this is the series where I'll be exploring all of the Dramatis Personae and hired guns in the game of Necromunda. Now I'm only into the E's at the moment, so we're about a quarter of the way through it or something. But please do like, share, subscribe, keep the comments popping off down below to get those algorithms favouring me. And check out the artwork by my son that my son did the other day. It's a sword, I believe. Pretty grimdark, I must say. So he's learning. He's only 9, but he's learning the grimdark ways. But anyway, let's get into it with Estus Jet. Many of these Dramatis Personae don't yet have models. This is one of the ones that does. This model actually came out on Forge World a couple months back, I think. Not that long. It's been one of the more recent ones. And let's have a look at the model before we actually get into the stuff anyway. Really nice looking model. A little bit cartoonish if you ask me, but I think a lot of them kind of are. And certainly the way that the Games Workshop sort of studio paint these up in that heavy metal style does make them look a bit cartoonish to me. So I'd like to see it in a slightly more grimy, grimdark sort of paint job. I don't own this model, so it'd be interesting to see what it actually is like in the flesh. I would like to get it at some point. I just haven't had the time or the money to do it. But a really nice model there, a very feminine looking chick. She looks quite different to a lot of the Escher models as well, which is cool. She doesn't look like she's ex-Escher or anything. There are no Escher sort of bits on her body, which is cool. She's got these sort of knee-high boots, which is quite sort of feminine. I quite like that with really long hair. And she's throwing a sort of throwing knife backhand there as well. Really nice sort of pose, actually. She's not on one leg like a lot of them can be. And she's got a sort of blade behind the back there as well and a pistol on the hip too. I like the model, it's really nice. I would like to get my hands on it and paint it at some point, that's for sure. Let me know what this is actually like, if you've actually got one of these from Forge World. But let's look at the actual character in the game of Necromunda. Unfortunately, I would say that on the whole, a lot of the Dramatis Personae, particularly the sort of Scum, the Hive Scum, outlaw and non-outlaw ones, are usually a little bit underwhelming, as you've probably gathered if you've watched a few of my other videos. There are definitely tiers to this, and I will be going in and doing a sort of tier list at the end of these videos to tell you where I think everybody is. Now, the last video I did was the 8-fold Harvest Lord, and he is most definitely a tier 1 guy. This chick, though, not so much. For 130 credits, she's just not very good. We're going to look at the stat line now, though. She's got a movement of 5, weapon skill of 4+, which is average. Ballistic skill of 5+, which is fairly terrible. Strength and toughness of 3, 2 wounds, which is one redeeming fact about her. An initiative of 4 up, an attacks 1, leadership and cool 7+, and willpower and intelligence 8+. So if you compare that to the stats of your average Hive Scum in an Outcast gang, which are 30 credits, this chick is 130 credits, comes with a little bit of stuff, but her stats aren't that different really. She's only got slightly better leadership and cool and 1 extra wound. Other than that, her ballistic skill is actually worse than your average scummer in the game. However, she does come with 2 skills built in. She's got Combat Master and Parry. Both our combat skills. Parry is pretty great, especially when you don't have a sword. It's nice to have that. You can force your opponent to re-roll one of their successful hit rolls. You've also got Combat Master as well, meaning that she doesn't get messed up by assists in close combat and stuff like that. She's also got an auto pistol, throwing knives, and a stiletto knife with flak armor. So none of the best gear. It's nice to have an auto pistol. I'm not sure how much that totals up at, but 10 credits for flak, 10 credits for the auto pistol, 10 credits for throwing knives, I believe. That's 30, and then a stiletto knife as well. She's not got much gear. So she's really, really, really not worth the 130 credits, if you ask me. Of course, you could use her as a sort of outcast leader if you really wanted to, but she'd be a fairly terrible one by comparison with a lot of other things. However, I'm not really all about the meta, if I'm honest. I like the model, I like the lore. I would use her just because, to be honest, and so might you. If you are really concerned about having the best pieces in the game, then this is not one of them. But yeah, I will leave the tiering until the end of these videos, I must say. But that's really Estus Jet. It'd be interesting to know if you've used her in any games. I haven't, purely because she doesn't really offer anything unique or new. She doesn't have any sort of special rules that do anything interesting. She hasn't got any interesting mechanics, unlike some of the other Dramatis Personae do. You can find the full rules for her in the Book of Judgment. If you haven't got the Book of Judgment, I do recommend it. It's one of the better Necromunda books, I would say. Book of Peril, Book of Judgment. There are a bunch of good books, and there are some that aren't so good. That's one of the good ones, so do get that. And that's pretty much that for Estus Jet. Over and out.